Palantir is at $20.20. And that's a very interesting number and why I'm making today's video. A lot of people shitted on Palantir, saying Palantir is a meme, it's a clown, a Cathy Wood bullshit stock. People write short reports on Palantir, people saying that we're going to lose all our money on Palantir, everybody's underwater. Palantir is never going to get back to $20. Let's talk about $20, specifically $20. Not once did it come back to 20, not twice, but this is the third time it's showing resilience and strong at the $20 mark, and $20.20 as of making this video feels really good. Just remember, always do your own research. Always do your own due diligence. Do not listen to anybody, pro or con, about any investment, period. How much money did these certain people cost people by being anti-grifting grifters? You understand what I'm saying? But anyways, Palantir is showing crazy resilience. And there's a few reasons. So Palantir shot all the way up to 2150. An HS contract comes out, Palantir drops down to around $19, and again, to my amazement and surprise, Palantir is now at $20.20. I thought that Palantir was going to be running between that, $18 to $22 range, but I didn't think it was going to come back to 20 this fast, honestly speaking. But I'm super happy. I'm making money, right? Why? Two main reasons. Number one, Microsoft comes out with Microsoft Fabric, which essentially is like an AIP. When I say essentially, I don't mean it's exactly an AIP. I'm saying that's their version of an AIP that can integrate with the Microsoft Enterprise or Microsoft Empire, let's call it, right? Because Microsoft is massive. It got distribution, connections, unlimited money, global. They'll work with our opposition. They don't, they're whores. They don't give a shit. They'll work with anybody. And then you have Amazon coming out with Amazon Q for AWS, Amazon Web Services. That's essentially their version of an AIP for all of their users, for their enterprise, for their empire, right? So now you have Microsoft and you have Amazon. That supposedly is this major competition for Palantir. And to this, I'm going to say the same thing I said about Microsoft. Flattery is the best type of a compliment. I don't know that phrase, but you guys know what I'm saying. As a matter of fact, in the comments, I know someone's going to say, Adam, this is the phrase. You guys always do that. It's all good. So the fact that AWS and Microsoft are introducing these AIP-like add-ons, these AIP-like platforms, these AIP-like integrations to their clients, which is fantastic, is one of the best things that can possibly happen to Palantir. And I'll explain to you why. Is Palantir going to lose some business? Sure. Is it going to be massive business? I don't think so. I think that these are still lacking severely, significantly, compared to what Palantir gives you. Between Palantir Foundry and Palantir AIP, that stack, you can't mess with it. Microsoft and AWS, Amazon, don't have that stack. They don't have the stack. Interestingly enough, Microsoft has Impact Level 6 clearance, AWS has Impact Level 6 clearance, and Palantir has Impact Level 6 clearance. Microsoft is a $3 trillion company, plus or minus. Amazon, I believe, is like $1.6, $1.7 trillion company, plus or minus. And you have Palantir, that's like a $45 billion company, plus or minus. It's very interesting. And these two companies are mimicking what Palantir is offering, except their offering is not as robust. So before, Palantir was competing with Snowflake, right? Snowflake offers what Palantir does, so on and so forth. But it was like, I'm sorry, it's a little cold. I don't want to turn my heat on because you guys are going to hear it in the background. So before it was Palantir is competing with Snowflake, Palantir is competing with Databricks, Palantir is competing with C3 AI, with Datadog, so on and so forth. Now Palantir is not competing with them because their product of AIP, their version of AIP, is non-existent. They talk the big game that they have. They're making acquisitions. Like seriously, Snowflake, they're gonna have their earnings today after the bell. I would say, I'm pretty sure that they're not gonna mention anything about AIP models or their version of AIP. They acquired a company for $150 million. They made a partnership with NVIDIA just to come out with something like Palantir. Meanwhile, Palantir has been doing this for almost a year now, rolling out massive amounts of boot camps. Palantir's lead is just going boop, boop, And Snowflake can't catch up because Snowflake is scrambling to make something that Palantir already had 10 years ago. Just Palantir just happened to release it now. That is the big difference that we have been saying and drilling and drilling and drilling and na into the Palantir community's head for the longest time. For the last 2 years, all of us have been drilling this, right? Everybody in the Palantir community. Shout out to everybody, all the content creators, past, present, and even future. And now it's becoming evident, okay? I'm a theoretical investor. Some people are great with numbers. Some people are great with economics. I do all those things too. I'm not the greatest at them, but I'm pretty good. But I'm a theoretical investor. I connect the dots. I've been saying this for the longest time. Now you have the real competitors of Palantir, which is going to be AWS Q and Microsoft Fabric. Except these competitors to Palantir is still the same thing that we've been saying between Palantir and Snowflake. Yes, there is overlapping. And yes, AWS Q and Microsoft Fabric are probably going to be able to give you many of the features Palantir is going to give you. But for those mega companies that we want and those decades of partnerships and revenue, Palantir is number one. Palantir is king. And Palantir in artificial intelligence smokes all these companies. We see it after report after report after report. Even though Stock Jabber, whatever the guy's name is, the Bear Cave, calls Palantir an AIP imposter, after they get a $250 million contract specifically for research and development in artificial intelligence and machine learning for the U.S. military. But that doesn't matter, right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. You guys get what I'm saying with that. And now, Palantir is winning awards left and right. Right? Evergrande, not Evergrande, Evercrest, something Evergreen or something like this. There was a analytics company that came out and says of the top 50 companies, Palantir came in second, right after OpenAI. Second, right after OpenAI. I believe Databricks was over there, and somehow C3AI came in number 10. But the point is, Palantir is number 2. They were even ahead of Anthropic, that has a LLM called Claude, which competes directly with OpenAI's ChatGPT. So it's very, very interesting. And that's not the first time we see this. There was a report that came out like 2 months ago where Palantir was number 1, ahead of Google, ahead of Microsoft, and ahead of all these other jabronis, right? And if you really look back, around 2.5 years ago, there was a report that came out. No, I'm lying. Like 2 years ago, a little bit under, where Palantir had the number 1 sales specifically for artificial intelligence, above and beyond Microsoft, above and beyond IBM, above and beyond Amazon, above and beyond Google. And I think Oracle was there too. It's absolutely crazy that people are ignoring what's happening. So I believe that Palantir is getting a pump and showing extreme resilience because people understand that imitation is the biggest form of flattery. There we go. That's the statement. Imitation is the biggest form of flattery. And I'm not saying Microsoft and Amazon are imitating Palantir. I'm saying that they are offering something that Palantir has already been offering because it's just that good. Palantir's AAP bootcamps is the shit. They finally were able to come up with some model that allowed eyes and ears on the products that they're offering. And these people that are using Palantir AIP are going to be paying customers. I think the conversion rate is going to be a lot higher than we think. Or our entire thesis is broken and Palantir is shit. So either Palantir is shit or we're correct. And there's going to be a mega conversion rate for Palantir AIP clients. There's a number when you go into earnings, net retention. We're like 107%. Around 2 years ago, we were like 145%, which means every single client is now paying us, instead of $100, next year it's going to be $107, right? The thing is for trailing 12 months, the last 12 months. And Alex Karp mentioned something, a little gem, where he says, guys, the net retention, remember, does not take into account Palantir AIP clients because that's for the trailing 12 months. And Palantir AIP is really going to start take off quarter, probably 2 and 3 of 2024, which is something that we've been saying for a very long time. Slow and steady, guys. If that net retention goes up to 110, 115, 120, 125, so on and so forth, then you know everything that Palantir has been doing is working, and it's working very well. And that's when Palantir should take off. Now, there are a couple of catalysts. S&P 500 inclusion and Titan program, which I won't speak on, but these are massive, massive catalysts for Palantir. Palantir right now at $20. Everything good is priced in. That doesn't mean I'm bearish. That does not mean I think the price is going to drop. All that means is I think that there's going to be an $18 to $22 range. And I believe that $20 mark is going to be a magnet, which I've been saying for the longest time. If you are a channel member, which I apologize, I have not been making many videos lately. I apologize. If you are a channel member, a lot of you guys have been taking advantage of being the bank, selling covered calls, selling cash secured puts, doing a wheel strategy, and making premium or dividends, synthetic dividends. That $20 allows me to sell covered calls practically at the money, and I'm not worried because I can keep rolling these contracts. For example, I have a large amount of $20 strikes that I had. Then I rolled a $20 into a $19.50 because you could roll down. Then I rolled $19.50 to a $19 that were expiring this week. And then I rolled it from this week to next week, again a $19 sell. And then if Palantir is going to keep going up, I could just keep rolling it. Unless there's a huge, huge, huge run up. I'm talking about Palantir runs up to like $25 in 2 weeks. I'll be okay with this strategy. And if Palantir goes down, I close out these options and I keep, opening up new ones. There's so much money to be made. It's ridiculously lucrative, guys. Ridiculously lucrative. And the closer you are on the money, the more money you're making. A lot of people, I know Midwest does this. He follows TJL's Wheel Strategy. I think that's the name of his TJ's channel. You guys know who he is. Wheel Deal Strategy. I think that's his name of his channel. Shout out to him. And there's a lot of other people that are making a really, really good money right now with these strategies, which I hope my channel members are using the strategy and actually making money on this. These are my thoughts about Palantir. And I'm going to give you guys another gem. If Palantir goes back up to that $21, $22 range, there's a $40 strike price for June 2024. Where you're getting a ridiculous amount of premium. Last time it was selling at 68 cents a share you were collecting. That you said that you would sell Palantir at $40 by June 2024. And if it doesn't hit $40, you don't have to sell. You collect the premium right away anyways. And it's very, very, very lucrative, guys. I'm not giving you advice to do something or not to do. I'm just asking you, do your own research, do your own due diligence. This is a strategy that I've been doing for the last year. And I've been making bank on this shit. My channel members see it. I show them my plays. Like I prove it a lot of times to them. And that's it. That's all I could say. Take advantage of run-ups. Be strategic with run-downs. For the long run, I think Palantir is a monster. For the short run, I think it's going to be $18 to $22 range. I think we're getting a Christmas rally. Don't be naive and think things only go up. Protect yourself from a downturn by being the bank and collecting premiums to keep reducing your cost basis. Guys, thank you very much. Let me know what you guys think down below. I really appreciate you guys. Palantir to the moon. I'm so happy to be a Palantir shareholder. And for everybody that sold out of Palantir, congratulations. You played yourself. For everybody that was making fun of Palantir, saying that Palantir is dead, congratulations. You played yourself twice. And yeah, man, that's all I really got to say. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great day. Shout out to Amit's morning lives. He does a fantastic job. I'm literally listening to his lives for my news in the morning. Have a great day.